Hi everybody, this is kind of sort of like a redo because I was trying to shoot this video earlier and my computer wigged out on me and decided to not allow me to shoot the video. Apparently my computer thought what I was saying was so disgusting it decided to kick me off. But fair warning, like I said, you know, this is kind of gross. So don't say I didn't warn you in advance. I don't want to hear about it if you're grossed out and you watch this video. You know, because what I'm about to say is pretty, well, nasty. You know, I had sort of had this emailed to me by Yahoo. It's not from Yahoo necessarily, but it's, you know, like I've mentioned before, I get, you know, local news emailed to me from Yahoo. And, you know, this is just, in a word, gross. So consider yourselves warned. This is something I've even discussed with Tony, and he even says that's gross. It's very yucky, nasty, ick kind of thing. This is from Channel 5's out of Cincinnati's webpage. It's WLWT.com. I can't say who wrote this, but I can tell you that I've read this. This was posted on Friday, and this is pretty disgusting, like I said. It was posted September 3rd, 2010, initially at 12:57 p.m. The article reads as such. The title is Man Accused of Letting Maggots Feed on Dying Wife, and it says Grand Jury Indicts Husband Friday. Reads as follows, which I'm going to read this more or less verbatim. Cincinnati, a Madisonville man is accused of neglecting his dying wife and allowing maggots to feed on her. Hamilton County prosecutor said Darrell White, 64, was indicted Friday on charges of involuntary manslaughter and failing to provide for a functionally impaired person. Investigators said White's wife, Doreen, 46, was bedridden and White was her sole caretaker. Police responded to a 911 call at the White's home on July 23rd to find Doreen White dead in filthy conditions, covered in flies and maggots. Ew. But investigators discovered that while they originally thought White had been dead for a week, an autopsy had revealed that she'd been dead for only about a day, indicating that the maggots were feeding on her while she was still quite alive. A body in these conditions, with the flies and the maggots and the bed sores. It was such an extreme case that really we've not seen something like this before, said Julie Wilson of the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. The autopsy determined that White died of a blood infection. Prosecutors said Darrell White didn't seek treatment as Doreen became more ill. Agents arrived at the White's home on Friday afternoon, but Darrell White was nowhere around. Troy Drennan said Darrell White was at his home when the police arrived. Drennan said that he convinced White to have White turn himself in, even though Drennan doesn't believe the charges against White. Excuse me. Mr. White wouldn't harm a fly, and the charges they're trying to bring Mr. White up on are bogus, Drennan said. Drennan said Darrell White was very distraught over the charges. It was a great relationship. Mr. White babied his wife. They were like two peas in a pod, Drennan said. Darrell White is being held at the Hamilton County Jail. All I gotta say is that's disgusting. I mean, this is the second time I've ever heard of it happening. And the first time was in, I'd say probably April or May of 2004. I went to pick Tony up one Sunday morning to go somewhere with him. And I was listening to 91.7 FM, which is Xavier University out of Cincinnati's radio station. This guy was talking to some folks who, their job, the easiest way to describe it is they're cleaning people. But these people get paid to clean up, like, murder scenes and bad accidents and stuff like that. That's what their job is, because they've got the equipment and the know-how on how to clean up that icky, nasty, disgusting, yuck mess. Long story short, and the radio show, what had happened is there was a 911 call made because This family needed to get grandma to the hospital. She was dying. What happened is when they showed up, grandma wasn't quite dead yet, and there was flies and maggots and everything eating on her, and rats too, if I'm remembering right. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, it was just like, ugh. Once the ambulance people got outside with grandma, and they started working on her some more, and they got her in the back of the van or the ambulance. The ambulance workers lost their lunches. I mean, I can't say I blame them. And I told Tony about that, and he said, "I'd say so. I'd be puking too if it was me." I mean, and even Tony and I are in agreement about this. We would never do that to each other. We wouldn't even wish that on somebody we hate, or a child molester, or anybody. I mean, an axe murder. I mean, we wouldn't wish this on anybody. I mean, that's just, in a word, cruel. I mean, that is just horrible, horrible, horrible stuff to do to somebody who, basically can't properly care for themselves. I mean, in the case of grandma, if I'm remembering right, the people that were there, like the granddaughter and stuff, got charged with elder abuse and murder. I can't say what ended up happening to him because I don't remember. But, I mean, that was, I was like, oh. And I was so grateful I wasn't eating anything. I would have definitely puked if something like that had happened. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have another video here in a moment. Alright?